Hey, Justin Chamness here, and welcome back to another episode of the Lease Option live stream. This is a live stream show that I do pretty much on a daily basis, several times a week, because I like you and I like to do this live stream, and it's fun talking about lease option secrets with you. And this is such a great time in history to be a lease option specialist because the whole world is like lining up for you. The whole world is lining up for you. Now, are you lining up for it? Are you lining up for your success? Are you lining up for getting what you deserve in 2024? All right, well, let's talk about that today. I want to jump into mindset. These are about 30-minute sessions that I do with you here. But if you go to realestatewholesalersclub.com, you'll see that there's an online event that I'm pumping right now, and it's the Stop Procrastinating and Start Winning in Real Estate 3-Day Challenge. All right, I don't know if that seems like that might apply to you. Are you a procrastinator? Are you what we would call an anxious, afraid procrastinator? All right, we're going to talk about mindset today because this is real important, because if you're going to be a successful business person in any business, in any industry, if you're going to be an entrepreneur, if you're going to start something, if you're going to go against the grain, if you're going to swim upstream while all the other dead fish are swimming downstream, you're going to have to change. I promise you that. I promise you this one thing. Entrepreneurship will change. It will require you to change. It will. Do you feel pressure to succeed in real estate, lack the ability to start? You know, this one down here at the bottom, are you afraid someone important in your life will go away if getting your real estate career up and running requires you to personally change too much? That's a big thing, y'all. Because entrepreneurship will change your circle of friends. It will. It will. And I think if you're aware of that, then maybe this is a thing that kind of keeps you from doing some of that stuff that you know that you need to do. I'm talking about self-sabotage here, folks. Are you guilty of self-sabotage? Self-defeat? I think we all can be. Do your feelings get hurt when you see other people succeed? Oh man, this one kind of touches me a little. It kind of does. I'm just being honest with you. All right. So we're all probably guilty. Okay. We're probably all going to be hit here with one of these fiery darts. All right. So we've got a 3-day challenge coming up the end of December. And the reason why it's at the end of December is because I want you to be able to enter 2024, and me, okay, with a plan of action, a new fire, a new passion about what we do. All right. A new, fresh inspiration. Maybe some friends that we didn't have before that now we have. Not just friends that are trying to get where we're going as well, because those are good friends to have. Friends that are, cohorts, compadres, their horses running in the same race as you. It's good to have friends like that, but you need to have friends who have already gone ahead. Maybe you'll accomplish that during this 3-day challenge. Okay. But my promise to you is that you will take action. You will start taking action on your real estate business during this 3-day challenge. That is my promise to you. I'm going to briefly go over the agenda, and then we're going to hop into some more mindset training today, just for about 30 minutes. In day one, we're going to identify and overcome some self-defeating behaviors. We're going to start setting goals that will ignite your passion again. Some of you need a reignition, man. I'm just saying, this is the greatest time in my life. I've been looking for this opportunity for over 20 years. And I'm like, wow, it's lining up. It's lining up. Oh, is there problems? Oh, yeah, you bet there's problems. Oh, is there dark looming shadows of change? Oh, sure there is. but this is my time. I definitely don't want to be taken back to the bench, out of the game, because I fail to identify and overcome my own self-defeating behaviors. And I don't have clearly defined goals that excite me, that are attainable, and they excite me. All right. Day 2, we're going to talk about breaking down your goals into daily routines. I call these routines rituals and habits. There's difference between all 3 of those and some similarities. But this is what you have to create out of your goals. It's the small changes that make big, big difference. It's small changes that happen consistently on a day-to-day basis. Day number 3, cultivate an unshakable mindset for success and master the art of connection. All right. This is important because nobody gets rich alone. No one, not even me. That's why I'm live streaming with you today, because I'm looking for partners, friends, associates, clients, customers, all of the above. Mentors. Yeah, myself. Yes, I have mentors. I'm looking for more mentors. I'm looking for people that I can imitate. You know, they say imitation is the greatest form of flattery. Well, it should be. You know what a mentor wants? A mentor wants you to bring something to the table. But a mentor also wants your respect and your gratitude. There's a moral high ground in it somewhere inside the mentor. Yeah, absolutely. But, we'll talk about some of those things. Developing and mastering the art of connection. We'll talk about your home life too. Because that drains your ability to do, you guys know that. What goes on at home often drains or interrupts your ability to act on your goals. It's used as an excuse because we have not structured our lives appropriately for our goals. Man, oh man, oh man. Bonus day number 4, we're going to throw in. I'm going to do a full Q&A, lead gen. This is going to be all real estate business stuff. If you want to know about lead gen or conversations, or you want to, whatever you want to know, I'm wide open on bonus day number 4. Okay. And then we'll dive right into any real estate detail that you want. This is not going to be publicly available. This is very intimate session between me and whoever buys a ticket for $29. All right. Probably enough said about that. That was kind of preachy all at the same time too. We were talking about mindset today. So I'm kind of getting into mindset. If you're out there watching, thank you for talking with me today a little while about this mindset stuff. And thanks for caring about your own life. And thanks for caring about me and this show. I appreciate it. Let's talk about some things that happen. There's some things that happen in our voice. Did you know that the scientists tell us that the sound of your voice, is, if not the most beautiful, or it is one of the most beautiful sounds to you? The sound of your own voice. So it's important that we begin to say and act accordingly with our goals. See, if we're not acting accordingly with our goals, we will arrive at a different destination. So I'm going to map out for you now, over the next 20 minutes or so, several things. Let me see here. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 things that I want you to start becoming cognizant of or aware of in your day-to-day. And these are things that you're going to be doing to yourself, okay? I'm not asking you to analyze your partner, your spouse, your friends, your neighbors, your coworkers, or your employer, anybody. I'm asking you to analyze you, okay? And the first thing that we do sometimes to ourselves is called overgeneralizing. Overgeneralizing. This is when you say, you take one event that happened, one isolated event that happened in your life, and you create a once and for all eternal rule. Like, for example, I failed at this one thing before. I'm not very good at this at all. Ooh, well, I tried this once and I wasn't very good at it. So this is not for me. Okay, that's called over generalizing. Are you an over general kind of person? All right, be aware of it. Think about what you say to yourself. Here's the next one. Global labeling is what it's called. The first one was called overgeneralizing. Oh, I failed at this before. Now I'm always going to fail at this. Global labeling is when you automatically use a negative label to describe yourself. Oh yeah, I'm such a loser. Yes, I'm not very good at anything. That's a general global label. When you say things about yourself in a broad negative sense, you've categorized yourself as something less than. Okay, here's the third thing. Filtering. When you selectively only pay attention to the negative and disregard the positives. Are you one of those kind of people that just sees the negatives? Man, I'll tell you what, if I'm honest about it, I do a lot of filtering. And the TV, if I'll tell you, the mainstream media news will teach you to filter in a negative way. Yep. I don't care what channel it is. That's what they're training people's minds to do. Filter information and result in a negative outcome in my mind about it. Yep. Filtering. Are you doing this to yourself? Are you doing this to your business? Are you doing this to your life? Okay, let's go to the next one. This one here is called polar thinking. Polar thinking. When you lump things into absolute black and white categories with no middle ground. I'll give you an example. This will work or this won't work, and that's just the way it will be. That is polar thinking. There's no gray areas in that. Okay, so what would be a gray area? Well, this would work, this will work, or this won't work. That's just the way it will be. That was the example. What would be the middle ground there? Well, this could work, this might work, this might not work, but we will definitely learn something and we'll change our ingredients for the next batch. We'll adjust, make a change, and attempt again. That would be the gray area, but polar thinking is that black and white thinking all the time. All right, let's get out of here and go to the next one. And this one is a big one. Self-blame. Do you consistently or regularly blame yourself for things that really aren't your fault? Yeah. I know a lot of women that do this. Okay. This is not necessarily a woman problem, though. This can be a man problem. I'm just saying, I've met, yeah. Self-blame. Is it always kind of because you screw things up? Is it always kind of because you screw things up? That's really what I think we're getting at here. Do you know that when you sit at night and you start in that little inner dialogue about how you coulda, you shoulda, you didn't, you wish you had, oh, I always screw things up. See, now we're that was a global label. We talked about that already, but it all began with self-blame, right? Self-blame. Let me tell you something. Entrepreneurs that are successful, you'll find very little self-blame. Now, you might see that as translated as arrogant. You might see that, oh, well, these guys are jerks. They never take blame for anything. Well, you know why? Because they're not blame oriented, they're solution driven. Like, how do we make a lateral pass? If the opposing team has blocked us at the yard line, how do we move? Maybe I can't. Maybe that's true. But let's not be so black and white about it. And let's not take the blame ourselves. Is there a creative way we can lateral pass here? Been some incredible football plays where they've made massive yards or even scored off laterals. Okay. Self-blame, very destructive. Here's the next one. Personalization. When you assume in life that everything somehow has something to do with you, or you're always somehow negatively comparing yourself to your peers. This one hurts a little. This one hurts a little because, man, it's easy to look at other people and put yourself down. And it's easy to think when people are whispering that they're talking about you. It's easy to think that everything somehow is, we're going back to self-blame here a little, your fault, that this doesn't work. Okay. Personalization. You assume everything has something to do with you. That sounds like that song, You're So Vain. I bet you think this song is about you. Here's the next one. Are you guilty of mind reading? This is when you assume that other people don't like you. Or maybe that they're just angry at you. Are they mad at you? Or they don't care about you. But you really have no evidence to prove that your assumptions about this are correct. You've mind read. I read between the lines. I read between the lines. I'll tell you, this happens really bad over text. Over text. Okay. So we're going to have to grow up out of some of this. See, a lot of this stuff is what I call in life drama. This all results in drama. And if you're a man, I know you seek freedom from drama, and you seek the still conscious awareness of life's freedom from drama. But yet we do tend to slip into some of these bad habits ourselves. Mind reading is one of them. Wouldn't it be better to be an adult, and if you think someone has a problem with you, if you see something, say something in a nice way. Hey, I had this thought, man. Have I done something that maybe offended you? Because if I have, I'd like to apologize. Oh, no, man, you haven't said nothing. Why would you think that? Oh, I was just doing a bit of mind reading there. Okay, let's do the next one. Okay, the next one after mind reading is control fallacies. Control fallacies. You either feel that you have total responsibility for everybody and everything, or you feel like you have no control at all. Ooh. And let me tell you what, both of these in my life, when I let this happen to me, it always results in one thing: depression. When it feels like it's all on me, or when I feel like I have no control at all, very depressing. Very depressing. These are some of the small foxes we're talking about today that spoil the success vine. Okay. We're talking today about some of the things that will rob you of your ability to do the things that you need to do and become the person you want to become. These little things that sneak into your life. You know how you beat them? The first step in beating them is recognizing that they're happening. Okay. Control fallacies. Either it's all on me, or I don't have any control about this at all. Here's one I see every day. The next one, emotional reasoning. You assume that things are the way that you feel about them. Right? You assume the way things are is exactly how you feel about them. You don't want that, because business is numbers. Okay. Business is numbers. That's it. That's it. Where does emotional reasoning fit with a business that is numbers? When the numbers are bad, emotions are usually bad too. When the numbers are good, emotions are good. Right? So that's human nature. Okay. But we have to start in business, if we're going to be successful, with the numbers, not with how we feel about things. All right. Because business is not a feeling, good or bad. Business is numbers. So you're going to have to emotionally disconnect somewhat here. And this is hard for new folks. I get it. It's hard for old folks too. But I can tell you, it's absolutely mandatory, if you're going to be growing in entrepreneurship and in your success, to somehow find a way to emotionally disconnect from the day-to-day bull and drama of all the things that happen and this and that. And I'll give you an example. Today, I'm in an argument today with my scraping company because they gypped me out of $12,000 for rent by owner records and gave me a bunch of baloney. And then they didn't tell me that, oh, I'm sorry. They didn't bother to apologize. They let me figure it out. And then after I complained, they still didn't apologize. And I'm looking for an apology here. Meanwhile, my business has no data. Emotional reasoning. I'm starting to think that these people are crooking me here. In reality, they're not. Okay. You see where I'm going with this? Why get worked up about it when I don't need to? Okay. The next thing is, that was emotional reasoning. Disqualifying the positive. And you guys already are thinking about what that means, because it's obvious. Disqualifying the positive. You reject positive experiences by insisting that they don't count for some reason, then maintain a negative belief that is contradicted by your everyday experience. Can I just sum it up like this? You're just a negative person. Hello, Mr. Negative. Can't be negative and be successful. Can't be negative all the time and win. I'm sorry, it just does not work that way. Right? Here's the next one. Magnify or minimize. This is the guy that is going along with the flow of life. All right? This is the guy that is going to exaggerate or discount completely the importance of anything. Okay? Not a big deal. Laissez-faire, it'll work out. This is what I call, and I talked about this yesterday a little bit. I just assume things are going to go to plan and it's going to work out. Oh, I don't need to call that person today. I'm sure it'll be fine. Oh, I won't get that paperwork out to them tonight. I'll wait till tomorrow. It'll be fine. Will it? I don't know if it will. Don't know if it will. Magnification or minimization. All right, 2 more and then we're done. Hopefully you got something out of this today. The next one is catastrophic thinking. You expect, you even visualize the worst case scenario. All right. Now, I'll tell you, as an entrepreneur, you got to get a balance with this one. Because you, as an entrepreneur, you should actually, on everything you do, you should be thinking, what is the worst case scenario on this decision? You should know what it is, but you shouldn't be, your whole thought process shouldn't be thinking catastrophic. Okay. All right. This is when you expect even visualized disaster. You undergo the what ifs of every detail. What if? What if this happens? Well, what if he says this? Well, what if she doesn't pay? Or what if he gets mad about that? Or what if, right? What if Constance, what if thoughts constantly? Now, I know some of you out there are probably guilty of that one. I am too. Okay. Well, what if this happens? And it seems so innocent, but it robs you of your passion, your dreams here. All the what ifs. You know what it's called in the book Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill? He says it's old man if. It's hanging around. What if? All right. Here it is. The last one. The very last one before we wrap up. Shoulding. You have a list of ironclad rules about you and how other people should act. Shoulding. Are you shoulding all over yourself? Yes. Stop shoulding. Would you stop shoulding in your pants? Or your dress? Or stop shoulding in your shorts? Whatever you're wearing, you should stop shoulding. Stop shoulding. It stinks. Nobody likes it. Nobody likes it. When you already have predetermined rules about how everything should be, and as soon as it doesn't line up with that, you're emotionally wrecked. You're shoulding. Don't be shoulding. Nobody likes that should. Nobody likes that should. Nobody likes that should. Stop it. I'm going to say that all day because I am loving that. Shoulding is the last one, everybody. Shoulding is the last one. So stop shoulding and start winning in real estate. All right. Start winning in real estate. How do you do that? Well, it's not as complicated as you've made it out to be. Let me share screens with you. And I'm inviting you to join me on this Stop Procrastinating 3-day challenge, because we're going to talk in depth about things that you can do in your real life that will change. They're going to require you to make a little effort here, but it's going to make things more clear for you. It's going to make things a little more easy for you. And what I want to do during this 3-day stop procrastinating challenge is I want to take the pressure off you. And I want to put it onto some techniques instead. Okay? Does that sound interesting to you? Because if it does, that's what's up. And if it doesn't, then you should stop shooting. You should stop shooting. That's my new thing. You should stop shooting. How dare you come into my office